we move on to the sixth chapter in the textbook, and that is places of Indian cultural heritage. We all know that cultural heritage includes buildings and architectural structures, etc. Okay, so we had done the architecture structures which were there in Gujarat. Right now, we are going to talk about some architectures which are very, very beautiful around India. The cultural heritage of India is very rich and prosperous. India, as well as foreign visitors, are attracted to visit the places of culture and natural heritage of India. In this chapter, we shall study about these places. So we all know that in India you have many places wherein you will find beautiful buildings, beautiful structures. Okay, so what are these structures and what are they? We're going to study in this chapter. First is caves of Ajanta. The famous caves of Ajanta are situated in Aurangabad district near Ajanta village. So it's situated in Aurangabad, which is in Maharashtra. Okay, near a village which is called Ajanta village. They are important from the point of view of art of Vastu. You know what Vastu is, right? We did in previous chapter. Okay, how you built a structure, where to put your house, all that is included in your Vastu. So these caves are very important from the point of view of Vastu. These caves are divided into two divisions. Okay, it's divided into two parts. Caves based on wall paintings. So first is the caves which are based on wall paintings. If you ever visit Maharashtra, go visit Ajanta caves. They are very beautiful, and they have done painting on the walls. Okay, at that time we did not have watercolors, we did not have acrylic colors, we did not have paints. So how did we get colors from? We got colors from leaves, flowers, okay, from stones, and from all those things we got colors, and they painted the wall. So it's very beautiful. Okay, so the first is the caves that are based on wall paintings, and second is caves that are based on sculptures. Okay, caves of number 1, 2, 10, 16 and 17 are excellent paintings on the wall and have the highest rank in the wall painting. So the caves which are number 1, 2, 10, 16 and 17, they are very beautiful wall paintings, and they rank highest. Okay, in the terms of wall paintings, they are the highest. The theme of these wall paintings is the Buddhist religion. So what is the theme? What do the paintings talk about? The paintings talk about the Buddhist religion. Ajanta caves are divided into two categories. They are Chaitanyas and Viharas. Okay, so obviously in these caves also you do find Chaitanyas and Viharas. Chaitanyas are Buddhist prayer halls, while Viharas are Buddhist place to stay for the monks. Monks are the Buddhist priests. I am repeating it again and again. Do not forget what Chaitanya and Vihara is. This is something which will keep on going on and on and on and on. Okay, these things will keep repeating again and again. Okay, even when you go to higher standards. So please remember what Chaitanya and Viharas are. Okay, caves number 9, 10, 19, 26 and 29 are Chaitanyas, wherein the remaining caves are Viharas. Okay, so cave number 9, 10, 19, 26 and 29 are Chaitanyas. Okay, Chaitanya meaning it's like they are built in for the Buddhist people to stay for the prayer hall. Okay, while the other remainings are the Viharas. Okay, Viharas are the place to stay for the Buddhist monks. Monks are the priests. Ajanta caves were forgotten with the passage of time, but in 1819 AD, an English captain, John Smith, discovered them. So Ajanta caves were forgotten. Okay, they got buried inside. People did not know about it. But in 1819, the English captain, John Smith, discovered these caves. Ajanta caves are magnificent example of initial Buddhist art of Vastu. Okay, so initial means starting. Okay, so these are the starting Buddhist art of Vastu, art of painting, sculpture, etc. Human interference and impact of time have greatly damaged them. So right now the Ajanta caves are very damaged because people go over there. Okay, they don't know, they don't understand that they need to take care of these things. They need to take care of these walls and paintings and etc. And they go on and they scribble the walls and they spoil the paintings. They do not have the sense. Okay, so right now they are very damaged, and soon they will shut. Okay, the news are there that it will shut. Ajanta caves are famous not only in India but also in the world. It's very rich in art. The fine blending of wonderful art of painting, sculpture and architecture of Ajanta caves is immense prize for Indian art. Okay, blend meaning mixture. So it's a fine mixture of paintings. There are also sculptures. There's also architecture which makes these caves very, very beautiful and famous. Okay, so now here they have given the meaning. Chaitanya means temple halls for Buddhist monks. Okay, it's like a prayer hall for them to pray. Stupas are built in the interior most end of the cave. Interior most end એટલે જ્યારે તમે cave ની અંદર જાઓ તો સૌથી end ની અંદર there is a stupa. What is a stupa? We have done it earlier. Vihara means Buddhist monastery. Monasteries are places for the Buddhist monks to stay. Monks means priest. Okay, and they also study over there. It's like a dormitory for them to stay. Next is Ellora caves. Okay, that's why it's called Ajanta Ellora cave. Ellora caves are also situated in Aurangabad district in Maharashtra. There are total of 34 caves in all. These are in the three groups. 1 to 12 are Buddhist caves, 13 to 29 are Hindu caves, and 30 to 34 are the Jain caves. Hindu caves are built during the reign of Rashtrakuta dynasty. So the Hindu caves which were there, it was built when the Rashtrakuta kings were ruling over the Aurangabad place. Kailas temple is situated in the cave number 16. Kailas temple is a very, very beautiful temple. Okay, and this temple is situated in the cave number 16. It is 50 meter long and 33 meter wide and 30 meter high. Okay, so these are the area and all those things they have given. The temple is carved out of a single massive rock. Ek rock, only from one rock, without cutting it, they have built the whole temple out of one single rock. So you can imagine the kind of art, the kind of talent they had, right? At those times, okay, Juna Jamana ma, we did not have such instruments, we did not have computers, we did not have softwares to design things, but yet we did excellent job in the field of architecture. Okay, and one of the finest example of architecture is this Kailas temple. Okay, the temple is adored with the beautiful doors, balconies and series of pillars. So this temple has beautiful doors, it has balcony, okay, and lot of pillars are there. Okay, the beauty of the temple cannot be described in the words. They are constructed during the time of 600 AD to 1000 AD. So when was these caves and the temple built? Between 600 AD to 1000 AD. It is a live display of ancient Indian civilization. It tells us what ancient Indian civilization was like. Caves dedicated to Hindu, Jain and Buddhist religion. Okay, so here the caves are dedicated to Hindu, Jain and Buddhist religion. Ellora campus is not only an example of magnificent creation of art, but is also the best example of excellent technology. I told you, right? Excellent technology was used, because out of one single rock at that point of time, when we did not even have much instruments, we made this temple. Moreover, it describes the patience of Indians. We Indians were very patient. It used to take years and years and years and years to build a temple, but yet we did not give up and we built the temple. Okay, now next is the Elephanta cave. I have gone to Elephanta cave and it is very, very sad when you go there, because people have broken down the caves, people have broken down the murti, people have written the names of the lovers on the caves, and it's just very sad. Okay, when you go over there you feel, Indians do not respect what is there, okay, given to them. They just want to write the name of their lovers. Elephanta caves. These caves are built in the Arabian Sea, okay, 12 kilometers away from Mumbai in Maharashtra. So whenever you go to Mumbai, go visit Elephanta cave. Nothing you have to do, you just have to go to Gateway of India. From there you have to take a ferry to Elephanta caves. You reach over there, and from there it is walking distance to caves. You go to the caves, come back, take a ferry again and come back to Bombay. It's as simple as that. Okay, so please, if you ever there in Mumbai, go see the caves. They are damaged, but you will enjoy it. You will really like it. Okay, there are 7 caves in all. There are total of 7 caves in all. There is a huge stone monument of an elephant. On seeing this structure, the Portuguese named it Elephanta. So there is a big statue of elephant which is there. Right now it is not there because it's all broken. Okay, there's a big statue of elephant, and that is why the Portuguese discovered these caves and they called it Elephanta. Many beautiful figures have been carved out of them, and the magnificent Trimurti temple. There is a Trimurti temple and there are many beautiful figures over here. Okay, out of them is the Trimurti temple. In the cave number 1 is the best specimen of sculpture. So the Trimurti temple which is there, it's a beautiful temple. Okay, you can see in your textbook the picture of Shiva is given, and there are 3 faces of it. Okay, 3 faces, that is why it's called Trimurti. Okay, in 1987 UNESCO has placed the Elephanta caves in the list of World Heritage. Local fishermen call it Dharapuri. Okay, they call this place Dharapuri, and in 1987 UNESCO has declared it as the World Heritage Site.